I think when you do win the toss and you go out there and have a bowl, I suppose there's always that added pressure as a bowler to roll them and skittle them early. But credit to India, I actually thought they played pretty well in the ball, moving around pretty much all day. There was probably a period through the middle of the day where it didn't do quite as much when the sun was out, and like you say, they capitalised on that. So yeah, there's always that little bit of added pressure to try and skittle them, but I think we bowled reasonably well, and they combated it pretty well as well. Yeah, no, exactly that. I don't think through that middle period we struggled to create a chance. I thought they played really well through that period. We tried a few different things. I felt that we held our lengths pretty well. But yeah, I mean, Test cricket, I think when you come off the back of a game where it's all happened very quickly, it's almost like sometimes you expect things to happen, but it's 5 days for a reason, and sometimes you have to sit in and be patient. I thought we did that pretty well. Oh yeah, well, if you could do that when he's on naught, that'd be nice. But no, look, I mean, Virat's a world-class player. I said that in my interview last week. To get him out at any point in the game is important, because obviously if he can go on and score big scores, he can go on and get doubles. So that's a big wicket for us. To then get another tonight was important. Early wickets, which, as I've mentioned just before, is when the series has gone the way it has and there's been wickets tumbling quite quickly, it's you expect things to happen. So it was it was good to when I come on, I felt like the ball actually started swinging once I got the ball in the hand. I think after about 15 overs, the lacquer come off it started moving a little bit more in the air, and thankfully got the ball in the right areas and got a couple of quick wickets. I think the wickets leading into lunch were important. It'd have been nice to have obviously come out after lunch and picked up a couple of ones, but as I said, they played well through that period. Desperate to perform for England, as he always is. He's been great around the group. He's trained as hard as he ever does. He's one of the hardest trainers in the team. And today probably didn't go as well as he'd have liked to have done. It'd been nice for him to pick up a couple of wickets, but that's the game. No real difference in Ben. We want to get him out, so he might be watching. But he's a good player. He's an extremely good white ball player. We've obviously seen a lot of him with the white ball. Haven't seen a huge amount of him with the red ball. I actually played in the Lions game where I played against him. He lined it up nicely. He actually, in his white ball stuff, he obviously comes out and plays his shots from ball one, as we saw to a deal today. But I suppose in English conditions, you like to think if you put the ball in the right areas enough, we might be able to find his edge. No, not really. I think there's always pressure on you to perform whenever you put the England shirt on. So there's always people knocking on the door. I suppose it is unfortunate for Sam to have missed out, but when someone like Ben comes back, he's a world-class all-rounder, and he's performed for the team for such a long period of time. You can understand that decision, and I'm sure Sam will play a part in the series going forward. But no, I don't feel the pressure to feel like I need to be man of the match every game to try and keep my place. I just try and do my job, try and put the ball in the right areas, try and pick up wickets, and hopefully score runs when I get the opportunity as well. I suppose he's a big game player, Ben. He's always, as I said, he's worked extremely hard since he's come back to the group, as he always does. And catching's part of the way he trains hard. He's constantly out there trying to catch balls, and first slips, particularly to the spinner, can be an important position. He took that catch and made it look quite easily, even though it went quite quick. So big wicket.
Take a couple more down on the back. The first 2 tests, and maybe something on Rahane, like he came up with
I mean, these guys they're world-class players. I know they're in different conditions. You try and adapt to whatever conditions you're in, but I think with the ball moving around, even the ball moving around today, I thought that they left the ball a little bit better potentially. Made us go to them a little bit more. Naturally, Indian players are good off their legs and good off their stumps most of the time. I felt that they probably left the ball a little bit better than they have done. and as I said, I think it did a little bit less throughout middle period, and they capitalised on that, and that's what you have to do when the ball's doing a little bit less. That's when you can start to score more runs.